Sheila Smoot. But I want to let y'all know that this was last minute for us because the person we had for Saturday backed out. So I just talked to Sheila like yesterday, last night, and she is a very prominent and busy person. And as you know, she's been an elected official. We couldn't get nobody better. She worked, we first met her on 6 on Your Side. That's when I first knew her. So we want to thank her. Let's give her a round of applause. I want y'all to think that Sheila was being trifling. She was last minute, and she's doing us a big favor, and it's good to have her working with us. So, okay, Sheila, you take it.
Yeah, I'm ready, Sheila. What you want?
Go ahead, ask your question, Henry. You got a question for Mr. Muhammad?
Oh, no, I was just saying, I'm ready as soon as you are.
Okay. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good.
Okay, this is gonna be a good day, right? Yeah. It's gonna be a good day. I really don't need a mic, but for those of us who have aged over the years, I got elected very young, right? Some of you know because you were there. Do we have all the candidates? The first two right here? Okay. Okay. First of all, what we're going to say to all of you, you've been given the ground rules. I'm just going to go over it again. 15-second introduction of yourself, a 2-minute answer per question allowed, a 30-second warning given to alert you. Timekeeper is Ms. Sarah Beth Conkle. Alphabetical order of candidates to speak was already given, I assume, and 30 seconds will allow for you as your closing statement. There will be no questions from the audience. I ask that you all be respectful. You can agree to disagree, and you can be your authentic self because you are authentically here so we can see who you are, and that's a good thing. I want everybody to understand I come from the personality business in television news, radio. It is a personality business, and like 95.7 or which is jams and hip hop, I'm on the R&B side. So if you want to be on the gospel side, or if some of you boots on the ground, you might want to be on the countryside, but you need to be on the community side in this room. Can we all agree to disagree on that? Agree on that. So without further ado, Mr. Muhammad, can you send me those questions again that you sent me? You have them, Marcia? Yes, it doesn't matter. At this time, we would go with Mr. Antoine Womack. Please give yourself an opportunity. Please introduce yourself to your community. Tell us what you're running for, and give us your, for lack of a better word, your community speech.
Sounds good. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you to community to Save Jefferson County and all the members for this opportunity. I'm Antoine Womack. I am a candidate for the Birmingham Board of Education here in District 8. Born and raised in Ensley. Went to Tuxedo Elementary, went to Bush Middle. From there, had opportunity to move forth and get my high school diploma from Winona High School, then went to Columbia Southern University, where I received my associate's and Bachelor of Science in Business. I'm the current neighborhood president for Ensley Highlands. And so I am not new to the political scene. But the reason you're here is because you want to know why Antoine Womack decided to enter into the race for school board. All of those that know who I am and those that have followed me know that Antoine has always been an individual that have stood up for public education. I've always fought against the injustice, but I've always kept in mind that Antoine Womack fell through the system of a broken education system. And I knew the only way that we were going to be able to challenge that, I had to take my personal experience and begin to match that into policy. And if we don't start looking at our policies, and if we don't start looking at what it is that it will take to continue to make sure that we keep tax dollars in our classrooms, we're going to have a repeat of what happened years ago.
Time.
Thank you. I'm Antoine Womack. Ask for your support on August the 26th.
Thank you, Mr. Womack. And at this time, we'll hear from Ms. Pamela Bass.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Hi, my name is Pamela Bass. I am a native of Mobile, Alabama. I moved here in 1999. I've been working in the Birmingham City Schools for over 20 years, living in Ensley Highland for exactly 25 years. And I've been working with kids that have been troubled, teens, Through Community First Birmingham, we host a lot of events in the Genesis Project, which is our nonprofit organization. I also have a youth group that's called Destined to Be, and I mentor young ladies and have started mentoring young men on how to be successful. You know, in the Birmingham City Schools, Dr. Sullivan has implemented a lot of things, and with the administration that you have now, the illiteracy rate and everything have improved. But what I want to do, I want to add to it and keep it going in a positive way. I want to work with the parents more, because we always say it starts at home. Do we really know what starting at home means? Some of the parents are already broken. So I want to start at home, because if they're coming to school to get it from you, what happens when they go back home to that broken home or that broken environment? So my thing is, what I want to add to it is educating some of the parents. You know, when we say parental classes, we're not downing the parents. We want to give them the opportunity, offer them the resources that are out there so they can help their child, because 8 hours is not enough. So I got in this race to enhance what is already in place, to make it better, to add to it, not to take away. It's nothing negative I can say about the administration that we have now.
Wrap up.
Pamela Bass, District 8. I'm asking for your support.
Okay. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves to the community. At this time, we'd like to start with the Q&A. First of all, you did introduce yourselves. How long have you been passionate about the community of education, and what is drawing you to it now? And I'll start with you, Ms. Bass.
Mine, I can say I'm 50 years old. I've been passionate about education for over 26 years. I have a 33-year-old, a 30-year-old, and a set of twins that's 23. My children, 2 of them had IEPs. So I dealt with a lot of the disabilities and the problems that they had coming through the system. So when I focus on college and career ready, all kids are not going to college. So what about that child that has that disability or that IEP that you know he's not a college student? Birmingham did implement programs for them, but we need to make sure that we follow through. Example, cosmetology, they come out with their license. I personally had an experience, my son, he aced HVAC, but he did not come out with his certification. So I want to just, like I said, enhance. And my passion for kids go 20 years deep and even longer than that in the community and everywhere.
Thank you. Mr. Womack.
So one thing that I do believe that sets me apart from my opponent is the fact that she's a parent and I'm not. I sat in the classroom and experienced some of the things that her children experienced. And knowing that I didn't get certain things that was due to me by law, but by the system, I then knew that Antoine Womack had to take his experience and had to take what happened to him and begin to place myself at the decision table so that this won't continue to be an issue. One thing that drew me to education, that drew me to this fight, was the near fact that we have individuals that sit at the decision-making table that have currently or never experienced what the average child is currently experiencing. And you cannot advocate, or you can't speak from a scope of fulfilling issues that you've never experienced. And parents are going to look at you crazy because you're talking from a Dallas standpoint, and we need to talk from the standpoint of everyday living. And so with that being said, I do know that I have the ability of being able to do that, but I also have the ability to make sure that we keep parents and keep those that are on the outside involved in the process as well.
Thank you, Mr. Womack. At this time, the next question is about things that you would do, plans that you have made, and things that do work. So, here's the next question. What strategies do you plan to implement to engage the youth in our community as you serve in the capacity with parents, staff, administration, and superintendent. What strategies, and it could be one, it could be two, but be brief. Mr. Womack.
Let me first start off by saying that as a board member, I am not responsible for the day-to-day operation of Birmingham City Schools. And the reason why I put that is because my strategy will have to be the strategy of 8 other individuals that sit on that board that the superintendent presents to us. Now, as a school board member for District 8 outside of that role, I'm currently a neighborhood president. And something that I've had the opportunity to do was to build some relationship with educational organizations that are currently working within Birmingham City Schools. And I've had the opportunity to find out that a lot of them have the resources, but they don't know who they can talk to within the neighborhoods outside the school system to bring those resources in. So one thing I do plan to do is that I do plan to work closely with my city council to make sure that we provide those avenues so individuals will have the ability to be able to come in. Also making sure that the superintendent is visible in District 8 and that parents know that the superintendent is working with their board members.
Thank you, Mr. Womack. Ms. Bass?
Like you said, my strategy will be a little different because I am a parent. Not only am I a parent working in the city schools with different students, I have experienced tragedy, from gun violence. And I have worked with youth, mentoring where they told me, how they feel. And oftentimes we don't listen to them. We want to come up with these plans and don't include them. Not saying that they can guide or direct us, but we need to hear their mindset. Social media has taken over, and basically our kids are being raised by social media. So my strategy is to work with the parents. I want to work with the parents. It's so many, believe it or not, that are not even familiar with social media. So work with the parents, work with the teachers. Like he said also, and that's mine, is to give them the resources that they need to be successful, because they do start at home. But what are we putting into the home to help them be successful when they come out of the home? And work with those teachers. Be at the school, be seen. Let them know who you are, why you're there, what's your purpose, what's your goal, so we can all come up with the same thing and have successful young people leading us, because they are our future. So we have to invest in them. How can a young man or a young woman value their future if they don't know about their past? Or if they don't have a reason to get up to want to do better? That's what we all are here for.
Thank you, Ms. Bass. Next question. What do you think the main problem is of today's city school systems as you see it today? And do address the audience, Ms. Bass.
Well, there are problems. There's problems everywhere, But what I see is we need to come together as one. I don't see much unity. It's so much division. When I say unity, and we're talking, I use the term the village. It takes a village, but who is the village? Everybody say it takes a village, but when it comes to accountability, no one is accepting to say that I am a part of the village. Are you a part of the village? I want to build the village, and the village consists of everybody. That's the parents, the teachers, the principals, the school board representative, the city council, the mayor. It consists of everyone. So my thing is, it's problems everywhere. But let's be a part of the solution and come together as a team and be the village to solve some of them.
Mr. Womack.
Thank you. I think one of the, and I won't use the term problem, let's say challenge. I do believe one of the challenges right now that Birmingham City Schools is currently facing is community engagement. They have given all the tools, and those who have kept up know that at this point you get communication from Birmingham City Schools about 15 million times in a day. They send you all kind of telephone calls, all kind of texts. They even now got it all over the TV. So the issue that I do believe that we're gonna have to address is making sure that those of us who are in leadership within the neighborhoods and the communities, that we ourselves are putting ourselves in a position to become more engaged with our school system. I do know for a fact that the superintendent has even himself come out to the neighborhoods in the schools, letting people know what resources and what's going on. And so I think one thing that after I'm elected that I am going to do myself is make sure that all of my neighborhood officers are aware of what is currently available in Birmingham City Schools, but from a neighborhood perspective, how they can get involved to continue to help our scholars in Birmingham.
Thank you, Mr. Womack. Our next question, what is your perspective or your opinion or your thought on charter schools versus public schools? Mr. Womack?
I am a pro-public education candidate. I am a pro-public education candidate. Charter schools are nothing but another level of unaccountable, easy way of taking money from your school system, but it's also another way for individuals to use our children as pawn to experience if something will work or not. Take for an example, when charter schools first came into it, I'm going to be very brief with this. When charter schools first came into existence, there was one place where they started at, was New Orleans, Louisiana. And when they started down there with this, guess where they went to? They went to a place called New Orleans, Louisiana, and Ward 9. Ward 9 is just like Ensley, Gate City, and all of those places. And you know what they did? They went to parents and told parents that we're going to give you this amount of dollars to pull your child out of New Orleans City Schools and put them in this. Not only have we found out that charter schools are a failure, here in Birmingham, for an example, every charter school in the past 2 years on the state report card had D's and F's. Birmingham City Schools, the ones that they came with the Alabama Accountability Act and basically created these charter schools, had high performing C's and guess what, and B's. So I say that in saying this is that if you're going to give our parents options, make sure you let our parents know that your teachers are not certified. Make sure you let our parents know that your principals are not required to have certifications to lead these schools. Make sure you let our parents know that guess what, that if your child does not perform in that school, that your child can go back to public schools with no money and next year's funding. So, to let you know where Antoine Womack stands, I am a hell no. Thank you.
Ms. Bass?
This is one area I will also say I agree with my opponent. I am totally against charter schools.
Yeah.
Charter schools, to me, just think about it like Coke and Pepsi. They're targeting the same people. With this, what they say the same product, but they taste different. In the charter schools, they're looking for our failing schools so they can take away part of the funding that we get because they will have to give some of that funding to the charter schools and then they're not held accountable for anything. Their curriculum is different. They can create what they want to. So why would we entrust giving part of the money that's funded to us to try to make the public schools better for them, as he say, the test? No one can really sit here and say, or even they can prove, that's why they're still pushing so hard to get charter schools, because it's a test. I'm a product of a public school. I feel I did well. So why would I support you want to test, and then they want to use the failing schools? Why you want to use the failing? Why you want to use the ones that are being successful? Because once again, you want to test. Why test our failing babies and then when it don't work, where you leave them? So I'm totally, everything he said is correct. And that's one thing we can both really agree on. I am totally against charter schools, and I stand on that.
Thank you, Ms. Bass. What programs do you think Birmingham City Schools need to enhance or deflect from, i.e. military programs? They have junior ROTC or band or arts or athletics or academics and team academics, things of that nature. What type of programs do you favor? And if there's not a program that is needed what would that be? I would start with Ms. Bass.
Well, I favor career-ready programs because once again, we always speak on having kids college-ready, but everyone is not going to college. Let's have them career-ready. Now, they have implemented a lot of programs. I see they have HVAC, auto mechanic. They also have cosmetology, but implement more career path programs so when these kids graduate from high school, they can move into a career job. Just because I didn't go to college, do that mean that I can't be in a career job? Once again, my son is the prime example. He made A's. He passed HVAC, was great at it, but he did not walk away with his certification. He could be in a career right now today. So I want us to continue, and I'm going to push that to offer different programs that can have our kids career ready, not just college ready.
Mr. Womack?
Birmingham City Schools is being talked about nationally right now. Our superintendent every other week is in the sky, flying somewhere to speak at conferences about what is going on in Birmingham City Schools. Our academies, our career academies, are some of the top in the state. I'm gonna say that again. Our career academies are some of the top in the state. Some of your bigger other school systems, or the 5 biggest cities, don't have what we have here. One thing that I do believe that has proven that what we're doing in Birmingham City Schools is working is when our babies graduate from those academies and automatically have jobs lined up, those who are not going to college. And they're not getting jobs from places outside of Birmingham. They're getting jobs from companies that are here in Birmingham. One thing I do believe that we do have to continue to do is that I do believe we have to continue to make sure that those who want to partner with Birmingham City Schools, that they know that we are open to that idea. But we also want them to know that if you're going to partner with us, that you also have to make sure that our babies have what they need.
And last question. Will you be, and it gets contentious at school board, there's some former school board members in here. I covered the school board when Ed Lamont walked out after 9 months. So for those of you who don't know, it was tense. I'll never forget it. He was crying. It was 9 months. I'll never forget it because it was so powerful. There were several people in that room that are in here. And I remember the school board and the look on the community's face because it was bad. It was contentious, and there are many meetings where parents come in mad, teachers come in mad, administration is threatening you about firing them and not making them interim superintendent to superintendent, mad. We've witnessed a lot of anger and hurt. My question to you is, in those scenarios, in your best opinion, how would you deal with those scenarios, Mr. Womack? And that is our last question, and then we'll ask you to wrap.
I've had the opportunity to sit in board meetings over the past 20-some years where I've witnessed this scenario, Ms. Sloop, happen. One thing that I do believe that the best way to handle that is you have the reasonings as a board, because you're the ones that hire and fire the superintendent. If you put the motion up on the floor to vacate the seat of the superintendent, you already know why you're getting rid of your superintendent. And so as long as I have the facts, as long as I have my reasoning, and I see that it does not benefit nor does it help with academic improvement and help with the overall well-being of the school system, then my vote will be a vote of confidence of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Politics, I have no room for it. I'm not listening to outside entities telling me how to vote because they're not there watching these decisions being made. And so the best way I can say how I can handle that is by making sure that the public know the facts and making sure that I have the facts before me to make that decision.
Ms. Bass?
I stand also on my word. If I am elected, that means you're trusting in me. You're trusting in me to make the decision that's going to be beneficial for you all, the people in my community, the children in the school. Anything that I vote on or decide on, it's going to be based on facts. What does the paperwork show? What does the data show? In this situation, when you're leading people, sometimes you have to put your personal feelings aside and what is factual in front of you. So anything that I do and decision I make will be for the better for everyone, not just for me. So what I would do in situations like that is study it, research it, make the decision that's right for everyone and not just for me.
Thank you, Ms. Bass. And at this time, we will start with Ms. Bass. Bass, you have approximately 30 seconds to give us your best commentary on why you would like to serve in this position.
Okay, my name is Pamela Bass. Once again, I'm running for School Board District 8. What desired me to run, I've been working with kids for a while. And I decided that I want to make a difference on a different level. Have I ever been political? No. Am I in it to be political? No. I'm not even in it for a title. I am here because I truly believe in my kids. I believe in the community. I believe in the parents. I believe in the system. And I want to enhance it to continue to go forward, which is what it's doing now. The records show the illiteracy is up. The grade levels are up. Thank you.
Mr. Womack.
Thank y'all. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank y'all for listening. You know who I am. You know what I stand for. You know what I've already done. I'm asking for an opportunity to continue the progress of what we've made in Birmingham City Schools. But I'm also asking for an opportunity to make sure that we continue to highlight the success of District 8 schools of Birmingham City Schools. I have earned every one of your support for one reason only. It's because I am persistent. And I'm Antoine Womack, asking for your support August 26th.
Thank you.